We are going to recap Lowlifes 2024, where a Mormon looking as family go camping. But killers are not who they seem to be. A man is walking down the road toward the jungle. Suddenly, someone sneaks up behind him and pulls out a knife as if he were about to butter someone's muffin. The attacker repeatedly slashes at the man before forcing him into a van. The next morning, Keith's family arrives at the jungle in their van for camping. Keith prepares food for his family and they begin eating. But his daughter, Amy, doesn't want to eat today. She chats on the phone and heads into the jungle. Later, two men from nearby ask Keith about their friend, the same man they saw murdered last night. Keith says he didn't see anyone and they're just here camping. Keith tries to avoid them. But then Keith arrives and gives them chocolate, and both of them accept it gratefully. Meanwhile, Keith's daughter Amy also shows up. Keith instructs Amy to go sit in the van. When the boys see Amy, they tell Keith they want to check the van because they think their friend might be inside. Keith handles the situation calmly and apologizes as they're in a hurry. Hearing this, the men quietly get into their cars and leave. Keith and his family pack their bags and start their journey back home. Halfway there, they encounter the two men again, who are fixing their car. One of the men is holding a gun. Keith's wife gets frightened when she sees it. She urges Keith to turn the van around, but Keith decides to continue forward instead. This typical white people behavior. Now the two men approach Keith and ask for a ride as their car broke down and they're passing their town anyway. Seeing Keith looking frightened, one of the men realizes they're uneasy about his shotgun. He suggests to give Billy a ride and the other friends stay behind with the shotgun. Keith's wife is still hesitant about having a stranger in their van, but after some thought, Keith agrees to give Billy a ride. Billy starts chatting with Jeffrey. During their conversation, he mentions that his uncle and two daughters live at his house. When Billy sees them, he warmly welcomes them because he enjoys having guests over. Meanwhile, Jeffrey notices a notepad in Billy's hand and snatches it. Seeing this, Billy becomes startled and worried because it belongs to their missing friend, who they know is dead. Before Billy can grasp the situation, Jeffrey quickly grabs two knives and stabs Billy in the shoulder, fatally injuring him. As Gen Z would say, "It's the knife in your shoulder for me." Ochre boots. Now, a shocking twist in the story unfolds. The seemingly innocent family is actually a group of dangerous serial killers. Every member of the family is involved. The man who was murdered last night was also killed by Jeffrey. The meat they were eating turned out to be human flesh. In simple terms, these people are not just serial killers, but also cannibals. Their outward appearance deceived everyone. I don't know about that. They're giving off incestuous serial killer hick vibes to me. After getting rid of Billy, they chop his body into small pieces and store him in the freezer. Guess they're having organic, gluten-free Billy burgers. Meanwhile, Keith's wife hands Billy's eye to her daughter. Seeing this, Jeffrey questions why she gets the eye when he was the one who killed Billy. But Keith intervenes, saying, "Amy gets it because she doesn't just kill without reason. I bet Billy didn't see that one coming." Billy's phone rings and Keith angrily smashes it. Afterward, they arrive at Billy's house where he says his family lives. When the door opens, two girls greet them. The older one is named Julianne and the younger one is Savannah. The family, looking innocent, asks them if they can stay at their house for a while because their van broke down. Before Julianne can respond, Savannah cuts in and suggests there's a guest house further down the road. Keith's wife quickly says that their brother Billy suggested for them to stay at their house. Upon hearing their brother's name, they bring Keith's family into the house. They serve them food that they don't enjoy because the family is used to the vegan diet. Afterwards, Keith asks they can use their phone. However, the uncle says they can't because the only phone they have is with Billy. While they eat, Savannah asks them many questions, like why Billy didn't bring them home if they met him on the way. Keith explains he wasn't a very good tour guide and was walking back to the road to help his friend. But Savannah keeps questioning them. Frustrated, they pull out their weapons, ready to kill Savannah in anger. Then there's a knock on the door and a strong man enters the house. They all start shaking in their boots the house down because of his size. He is Julianne's fiancé. They quickly hide their weapons when they see him. Meanwhile, Billy's friend waiting on the road keeps trying to call Billy, but his phone is off, leaving him anxious. Later, a policeman offers him a ride, but he declines because he dislikes cops. Even hicks think all cops are bad. Once the policeman departs, he begins vomiting, triggered by the chocolate Keith's daughter gave him. In Billy's house, Amy accidentally drops the eye her mom gave her into the bathroom while she's using it. Unaware, she leaves the bathroom and sees Savannah outside, whom she starts getting close to. Soon after, Julianne arrives and announces it's bedtime. Before sleeping, Savannah entertains everyone with a play that Amy finds interesting too. Afterwards, everyone goes to their respective rooms. Keith's wife felt anxious because she didn't want to harm any families. She had her own principles. She only targeted those who caused harm or were burdens to society. She had never harmed innocent, good families before, and today shouldn't be any different. Just like Dexter Morgan. Keith reassures his wife to calm down and not dwell on it. They are a burden on society. Look at their lifestyle. No ambition, no goals. Don't worry, everything will be all right. Damn, they literally described me. Keith goes to his son and instructs him to kill Julianne, saying, "I'll take care of her fiancé because he's strong." Meanwhile, Amy is in Savannah's room, looking at the award she has won for her accurate aim. As they chat, Keith heads to the room of Savannah and Julianne's dad to kill them. When Julianne's dad feels uneasy in his room and tries to scream, Keith silences him forever. Jeffrey attacks Julianne's fiancé while he is vomiting. He stabs him repeatedly, then slits his throat and stabs him in the neck, killing him. Even though Keith advised against it, Jeffrey easily killed a strong man, deserving a reward. Ice cream, anyone? Favorite flavor is cookies and eyeballs. Keith cuts out Julianne's fiancé's tongue and gives it to Jeffrey as a reward. Lengua tacos. Around midnight, Amy attempts to kill Savannah with a knife. Savannah is unaware of this plan. When Savannah pushes Amy away, Amy's knife accidentally strikes her. Terrified, Savannah flees into the van and discovers Julianne's fiancé's body inside. When she sees the body, she realizes that Keith's entire family are serial killers. Julianne starts vomiting and goes to the bathroom, where she finds Billy's eye that Amy accidentally dropped. This makes Julianne suspect something is very wrong and that her life is in danger. Well, no trucking duh. Who wrote this recap? Terrified, Julianne rushes to her father's room and finds him dead. Julianne screams when she sees her dead father. Keith grabs her from behind and brings her to his wife, telling her to kill Julianne. However, Keith's wife is still unwilling to do it. Just as Keith is about to kill Julianne himself, an arrow pierces his wife's throat. Savannah, who had discovered the truth about Keith's family, shoots the arrow. Amy hears the screams and rushes over, finding her mother dead. She screams wildly, but eventually calms down. They then plan to kill the two sisters, burn the house, and escape. They start torturing Julianne to lure Savannah with her screams. Savannah arrives and holds a knife to Jeffrey's neck. In a twist, Savannah has already called the police. She said she dialed 911 before dessert. Keith then grabs Savannah's sister, holding a knife to her neck. Knowing that Keith's family is ruthless, Savannah releases Jeffrey to save her sister. After tying them up, they demonstrate their cruelty by torturing the girls. Keith fries Julianne's fiancé's tongue like a fried chicken in KFC and pressures them to eat it. When Julianne refuses, Keith bites her thumb and sucks on it. Later, he approaches Savannah and asks her to eat it. Savannah distracts him by mentioning that his daughter might be lesbianas. Upon hearing this, Keith becomes enraged and starts fighting with his daughter for liking scissors. This gives Savannah a chance to free herself. She grabs a fork and stabs Keith in the eye. Keith, being a psychopath, experiences intense pain from the fork stabbing his eye. He removes his eye with the fork and eats it. As Dora would say, delicioso. During the struggle, Billy's friend, who was left on the road, arrives. Sensing something is amiss, he comes to Billy's house to investigate. Witnessing the situation, he begins to fight with Keith. Meanwhile, Jeffrey is pouring kerosene around the house. He notices this man and enters the house. Savannah subdues him, leading him to the kitchen where she burns his hand and scalds his face with boiling water. As he weakens from the pain, Savannah applies pressure to his neck, killing him. Savannah defeats her enemy. Girl bossed it. But on the other hand, Billy's friend loses to Keith despite being injured. Keith uses his skill to kill Billy's friend by stabbing him in the head. However, Julianne surprises Keith by hitting him in the head with a hammer, which kills him. The sisters look at each other and sigh, but they remain uneasy because they know Amy is still alive and they must kill her. Suddenly, Amy sneaks up behind Julianne and fatally stabs her. Now she targets Savannah. Savannah is about to defend herself with an arrow, but Amy quickly flees outside the house to avoid the attack. Meanwhile, the police arrive outside, summoned by Savannah using Amy's phone. The police are misled by the scene and believe Amy's family is innocent, while they suspect the villagers of being serial killers. They decide to rescue Amy by shooting and killing Savannah. The police officer reports to headquarters that the villagers killed the innocent tourist family. As he reports, Amy approaches from behind and kills him too. Now free, Amy finds herself alone, her family dead, but she is alive. She escapes in her family's van and sets the house on fire to erase all evidence against her so that no one knows about her gluten-free diet. Honestly, Amy can now go live her LGBTQ lifestyle. Her homophobic father deserved it. What did you guys think of this one? It was wild, but I love horror movies that subvert expectations. Didn't see this Mormon family being that evil.
Subscribe to watch more videos like this. Turn on notifications. And leave a like, it really helps the channel out. Thank you for watching.